Wallace is only 6'9", 6'10".
On a good day, 6'9".
And Scola wins the tip. Wallace is playing pretty good basketball, though. He's really gotten in shape. He looks thinner than I've seen him in a long time.
He does the same thing he's always done. He's a hustle guy. He's a great rebounder, good defender.
Oh, Scola had the shot at the elbow. Now he takes it.
He says, give me that. You're not going to guard me? Come on.
Well, he had the shot, but he had to put a few fakes on him before
he was trying to get him to come toward him, but Ben Wallace says, no, you can have that. So he says, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to shoot it.
Rip Hamilton, one of the best jump shooters in the history of the NBA. He likes to work off a lot of picks. Tayshaun Prince takes it down low, and it's blocked by Hayes.
And Ben Wallace, you can see, he's having trouble getting it up.
Kevin Martin doesn't have any trouble getting that three up. And the Rockets score the first 5 points of the game.
And they're off to a great start. You know, when you make shots, your whole offense looks really good. You know?
Yeah.
And everything is clicking. You can run a perfect set and miss the shot.
There's Rip Hamilton out front. Good job by Scola to stay with him on the switch. Gets back inside. Maxiell takes it up for 2.
Jason Maxiell, a lot of talent. He's not having great numbers this year. He's averaging only 19 minutes a game, 5 points. But he certainly can have big games.
Has he put on some weight?
He's always looked the same.
There's Hayes taking it right into Maxiell, knocked out of bounds by the chuck wagon.
Maxiell, big burly body, but he's quick and very athletic.
We have the tallest official in the NBA doing the officiating duties tonight, Jason Phillips, along with Eric Dalen and David Guthrie. And Eric at 6'8".
Detroit, what are they trying to do? They're trying to get the ball to their scorers. Tayshaun Prince on the low post. Money.
Well, they've really picked up his offense. They want him to shoot more. They came into this season. They said, you're going to have to shoot more. You're going to have to want your shot. He's been a defensive specialist, really, in his career. And there's Scola with the left hand. In and out.
Nice little repertoire for Scola going with the left hand jump hook.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
Prince has been on some great Detroit teams down through the years, and he's getting up there.
He and Rip Hamilton.
There's Rip from the outside. He can still rip the cords.
Well, he's only in his 12th season, so he's still, you know, midway through his career.
Midway.
Stays in great shape, Hamilton does. Always moving without the ball.
And a holding foul is called on Hamilton. Shane Battier flashing to the basket, and he had a layup if Hamilton doesn't grab it.
Rockets with the double high post offense.
Lowry feeling a little more comfortable in the offense, but he's going to give it up to Scola because Scola shoots the ball so well.
Well, Ben Wallace is saying, I'm not sure you can make that, so he's really not respecting his jumper. But a couple more, and I think Scola's going to have his attention.
Well, he hasn't looked at very many tapes then because Scola's shooting 51%.
Exactly. And he's thinking not from that distance.
Chuck Hayes gives it up. Quickly down the court, Scola again puts up the layup and misses. So maybe he ought to just shoot that jump shot.
Well, Tayshaun Prince with those long arms, he can affect and change shots on the inside.
Yeah, he really blocks a lot, too.
Yes, he does.
He's a string bean, but he's a strong string bean.
I think he played with Chuck Hayes in Kentucky, Tayshaun Prince.
There's an air ball for you. That didn't touch anything.
Nope, and he shot that in his rhythm.
Prince averaging about 15 points a game. Stuckey's the leading scorer for Detroit. He's averaging 16 a game.
Rodney Stuckey is in his 4th year, 6'5" point guard. He can do a lot of things on the floor.
Right now he's going to have to try to guard Battier. Battier with a miss on the left-handed hook shot. They're posting him up now. They're trying to get Shane in the offense a little more. There's Stuckey going to the basket, and a blocking foul called on Houston. Called on Hayes.
See, if you don't cut Stuckey off in the open court, he will take the ball right to the basket. You got to stop penetration, stop the ball against the Pistons. And that's the reason Stuckey's their leading scorer, because his acceleration is incredible.
And he's also been to the free throw line twice as many times as any other Piston. He's been to the free throw line 131 times, or 21 times this season.
He's one of those players who just knows how to play the game, and he'll penalize you by always attacking the rim. Very quick, very athletic, but he's got a great little step-back jumper, so you have to really respect his moves.
Stuckey out of Eastern Washington, #1 draft choice, and an 8-2 run now by the Pistons to take the lead by 1.
Stuckey is an 86% free throw shooter. Looked pretty good.
Lowry goes, floats one up, does not get the roll. Prince out on the run. Rip Hamilton's got Stuckey underneath for 2 more, and a 10-2 run now by Detroit. And you see the Pistons like to push it too when they get the opportunity.
Yeah, you got to stop them in transition. This is the team that they got some years together. Prince and Hamilton, Max Hill.
Dangerous pass cross court, got away with it. Martin misses the jumper, and Wallace gives it up. Wallace averages about 7 rebounds a game. Stuckey on the wing. Lowry right behind him, knocks it out of bounds.
This is one of those games where both of these teams are very capable of exploding for 10-0 runs, 12-0 runs. It's going to be a game of streaks.
Now right now, Detroit's on one. Max Hill from the outside keeps it going. A 10-2 run now.
And the Pistons, just like the Rockets, we talked about this earlier, they've been in most of their games. They've just come out on the short end of it.
Rockets have missed 5 of their last 6 shots. There's Scola trying to put it. That's more like it. Get him back out there where he's comfortable.
On the elbow, he can knock down that little elbow jumper with a lot of consistency.
Yep. He's 3 for 5. 6 points to lead Houston. Stuckey gets a step, runs right over Hayes. That time, the chuck wagon saw him coming.
Well, you know what Stuckey's going to do. He's going to penetrate. He's so quick, one guy can't stop him. You got to stop him by committee. And that time, Chuck Hayes was the committee.
Yeah, a committee of 1. 12-9 Pistons. Scola again. And work on Wallace. Gets a double team. Lowry's going to repost Scola again. Scola has it stripped away, right back into his hands for 2 more. Louis Scola with some hard blue-collar work in the paint.
But give Rick Gardner a lot of credit. He's going to Scola early, and Scola's producing, as he has against Detroit the last 5 or 6 times they've played each other.
Scola really ready to play coming out of the gate. Usually takes him a little while to get into the flow of the game.
So that little curl by Rip Hamilton, if the big guys don't help.
Well, Scola wasn't expecting to get the ball then.
But you got to stay on the court now.
Well,
he was wide open when he got it, but he was moving too fast to shoot it. Kyle Lowry, so unselfish, saw him open and just gave him the ball. It's almost like one of those Globetrotter things.
Yeah, right.
He gives him the ball and he runs right out of bounds with it.
Yeah. Give it to him with about 3 seconds left on the other end of the court. Max Hill with a miss and Scola with the rebound. Lowry will push it, trying to look for an early basket. Rockets in their read and react offense. A lot of ball movement, a lot of motion.
Back cuts, looking for the shoot.
Pretty good job by Kevin. Yeah.
They want no post play, so they want to be able to drive to the basket.
Traveling was called on Rodney Stuckey. Timeout charge to Detroit. 5.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Rockets shooting 50% and Detroit 60%. Detroit up by 1, 5.5 left to play in the first quarter. Let's take a look at tonight's Progressive Insurance Above the Rim replay.
Whoa,
That's a look we just saw.
Get up there, young fella. I like it. You see more of that. 6'7", Kevin Martin, very athletic, especially when no one's at the rim.
Well, they're the only 2 players to score for Houston. Luis Scola with 8 and Martin with 5. So they've been able to, one get at the free throw line, get some elbow jumpers, and the other one on the slashing drives. Rockets mark number 11 in the NBA in scoring at just over 22 a game. Scola's number 21 in the league at scoring at 20 a game.
both having fine seasons for the Rockets as they've been carrying the load.
There's Scola posting up again on Wallace.
Scola on the low post. Are they going to double? No.
He gets it. Daye, still plenty of time. 8 seconds on the shot clock for Houston. Rebound to the chuck wagon. Goes it up.
Little dipsy doo-doo by the chuck wagon.
He put the old wagon wheel move on him.
I got to contain Bill over here. You know, whenever the chuck wagon makes that move, I think Bill thinks he's Elvin Hayes instead of Chuck Hayes.
I don't know if Elvin could have done that.
He could have done that. Oh, yeah.
Elvin could really do anything he wanted to, couldn't he?
Absolutely.
Well, that's a three-point play the old-fashioned way, and you don't want to foul the chuck wagon anymore because he's a 74% free throw shooter now.
He's respectable.
That's a 9-2 run by Houston, so they turned that 10-2 run by Detroit into a 9-2 run for themselves.
Trying to post Stuckey on Lowry. Rockets doubled. Got it out of there. Good defense.
Now Prince trying to shoot it over Chuck Hayes, and he does.
That's the same shot he shot a few minutes ago, and he shot an air ball. That's his shot. Can't give him too many of those.
Martin in his rhythm. In and out. Right to Scola, and he short-armed it. Prince with a rebound.
I always say when you're that close and you're in traffic, we're going to push you. You got to use the backboard.
Axial with a miss. Scola with a rebound. Game still tied at 16. Nearing the 4-minute mark, left to play, first quarter. Daye thought about it. Prince giving him a lot of room. Martin gets the baseline, then gets doubled up. Now he just keeps going. Throws it up, tipped up and in by Hayes. And a blocking foul is called on Maxiel. That was a late whistle.
He's in the semicircle. See that left foot? Both of his feet are in the semicircle. That's an obvious call for the official.
Guess who checked in?
Tracy McGrady.
Half of the arena can't decide whether they love him or hate him.
It's got to hurt when they boo. But let me tell you something. He had some great years here at the Houston Rockets.
Oh, yeah.
When he was healthy, he was, as Chuck Hayes said, he was a bad boy.
I think when he first came to Houston, I saw him do some things I've never seen a basketball player do before.
Such as?
Really, just score. You know,
he can score in bunches.
Difference of move. Yeah. Remember the last few seconds against San Antonio. You know, there are just some things he did. I remember the first round series against Dallas, even though the Rockets lost it in Game 7. He was just phenomenal in the first 3 games. There's McGrady trying to go in, and that just doesn't have that explosiveness he used to have.
Let me tell you something. That was a pretty quick move. I think that's the quickest move I've seen him make.
Well, it was a quick move initially, but he didn't have anything left at the end of it.
Well, that's the same thing. He always want to go to the other side to reverse. He goes up, hang, and he reverses. And they fouled him. That looked like the old Tracy McGrady almost. Seriously. Now maybe you have a little bit more spirit when you play against your former team. You want to do well.
Well, you know he does. That's what he's averaging, only 16 minutes a game.
About 3.8 points a game.
Still says he's not quite healthy yet. Where he really suffers is on the defensive end. You ought to be able to punish him down at the other end. But he's a very smart player. I've always said this about Tracy. He really understands the game very well. He's a good passer, great passer.
Yeah, you can run a whole offense through him because he's a phenomenal passer.
And a good rebound.
At 6'8", at the 2-guard position, you had a height advantage every night.
Yeah, he was always, way over 20 points a game. He always averaged about 7 rebounds, about 7 assists. In the corner, Lowry gets to the basket. No, he doesn't. He passes off to Hayes. Hayes gets it back, sets up Daye.
Shane has proven he can get hot from 3-point land. He's shooting about 36% on the year from 3.
Yeah, the Rockets don't win the LA game without him.
Right. Well, he took over.
Inside to Ben Wallace.
Ben showing he's still got strong legs down in the low post.
That's his range.
Point blank, huh?
Yeah. Well, Scola was open at the elbow, wanted the ball. He said, no, come over here. Wallace, good shot blocker, too, so you got to be careful when you go up with that hook shot. And a missed shot. Scola gets it right back. Hayes kept it alive. Hayes trying to bounce it through a whole bunch of feet. So we have a timeout on the court. Shane Battier, last 3 games, 7 of 11 on three-pointers.
2:32 left in the first period here. Rockets lead the Pistons by a point.
And Scola, who's having a nice night for the Rockets. 8 points already.
Yeah, Rockets 8 of 19. Pistons 8 of 13. Courtney Lee in the game for Houston. Gets it right back from Battier. Scola wants to post up. Now sets a pick for Courtney. Shot clock down to 4 seconds. Kyle Lowry puts it up and hits.
Kyle got his rhythm. Stayed in his triple threat. Didn't put it on the floor until he got enough space to get that shot off. Great move by Kyle Lowry.
Really, in the last 4 or 5 games, he started shooting the ball so much better. And Rip Hamilton throws it in the first row.
And I think it's because Kyle knows they're not going to guard him. He's going to have to shoot that shot to be effective out on the floor. And he's smart enough to understand that, and he's making him pay.
Brad Miller over to Scola. Scola says, I'm hot, give it to me.
That was a heat check shot.
Yeah, boy, he's feeling it, isn't he?
I don't think he's touched the rim yet.
5 field goals. Luis with 10 points and 4 rebounds to start the game. Now Courtney Lee on Rip Hamilton.
Rockets are doubling that. They keep running at it.
Ben Wallace won't look for his shot there. He'll try to get a little closer. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness.
Looked like the ball slipped out of his hand. But Ben, not known for his offense, with the fadeaway jumper.
Like they ran that play for him.
Had to. How many of those you think he'll make out of 10? Jack?
You may have seen it. Now Lowry to the basket, and he missed the layup. It's right there. Monroe with the rebound. Gives it up to Ben Gordon. It's out of bounds.
We know what Ben Gordon can do.
Boy, he can light you up in a hurry.
One of the most lethal scorers in the game. Picked him up in a great free agent acquisition a couple of years ago, but he's still coming off the bench for the Pistons. You know, a guy with that kind of talent coming off the bench on a subpar team.
Well, when he was in Chicago a couple of years ago, he used to get on some streaks.
Well, he had probably more points in the fourth quarter when it counted than probably any other player in the league.
Now they got Derrick Rose to do that. Nice pass to Scola with a reversal, but it was a little too congested inside. Greg Monroe was right there. He's 6'11". McGrady tries to pass it off. Rockets get the steal. McGrady gets it back. Tracy, Rip Martin, or Rip Hamilton.
Close.
Budinger wants it.
Hey, Bud!
Party. 29-24 Houston.
I always like it when Bud makes his first shot. But then he's like into it. He's not hesitant. He's much more aggressive.
12 seconds left. A difference of about 1 second. Shot clock, game clock. McGrady will put the ball in motion. And a foul is called on Chase Budinger. The Rockets had one to give, so that will not be a 1+. So 8 seconds left for Detroit as McGrady will bring it in. He's got Rip Hamilton there, along with Ben Gordon to shoot from the outside.
Good matchup. Courtney Lee on Rip Hamilton.
And Rip will fire it up, rim it out. Budinger with the rebound at the buzzer. So a good first quarter for the Rockets. Scola had 10 points. Martin had 7 in the first period. And the Rockets outscore the Pistons by 5. Rockets win the first quarter by 5 points. Well, Luis Scola with a 10-point quarter.
How'd he do it? The elbow jumper. It looked like a replay, but they're all different. Luis knocking down the open jumper, 10 points, 4 rebounds in the first quarter.
Back to live action, McGrady setting up Greg Monroe, takes it in, and he's fouled. He'll shoot a couple.
The Pistons have a big second unit. Well, McGrady and Ben Gordon, Monroe, you got Chris Wilcox. You got some trees in there.
Yeah, Monroe's 6'11", weighs about 260 out of Georgetown. He was the #1 draft choice.
Wow. You got Austin Daye. He's a big tree as well.
Yeah.
He's 6'11".
Out of Gonzaga.
Chris Wilcox, 6'10".
Everybody in the game now. Jordan Hill in for Houston along with Brad Miller, Jermaine Taylor. Now this is when Courtney Lee goes to point guard. They get a couple big guards on the floor. Now they'll facilitate the offense through Miller. There's a great pass. Courtney Lee had that ball changed in midstream out to McGrady. McGrady will rise up.
Looks like the old McGrady, doesn't he? He just pulled up in transition. That's what that was vintage McGrady, really.
Line drive shot of his. Good thing Buddinger's tall. 8 seconds on the shot clock. They've been bumbling and stumbling. Let's see if Brad Miller can finish it off. He can't. And McGrady with a rebound.
McGrady running the offense for the second unit there. He's playing the point. Interesting.
Cross court, Ben Gordon will put it up and in.
So these guys can score on it. I'm looking at the talent on the floor for the Pistons. Now the Rockets' second unit, they're not making shots. They're getting the shots they want, but they're not making it.
Miller on the drive. They let him have it. He gets it back, puts it up, and a jump ball. Monroe was right there to get it. Well, you know, when you talk to the Pistons players and a couple of the assistant coaches, they were telling me stories that sounded a lot like the Rockets. They've been in a lot of games this year, going right down to the final 4 or 5 minutes and haven't been able to
close them out.
Win. And they both have about the same record. Pistons 7-14, Rockets 7-13.
You know, when teams are close, they're searching for an identity. They have injured players like the Rockets have. You just got to suck it up and keep doing what you're doing and try to do it a little bit better.
There's the quickness of Jermaine Taylor. They're drawing the foul.
I like to see Jermaine out on the floor because we all know he can play. He's an electrifying player. And, you know, to see him out on the floor to get a little bit more playing time is only going to make him better.
Chase Budinger takes it all the way to the basket. He missed the layup. McGrady. Inside, and they missed the layup. Get it back, put it up and in. 8-0 run by the Pistons. Wilcox cost McGrady an assist.
Yeah, that was a good move.
He got himself an offensive rebound, though.
A la Moses Malone.
Yeah. Got his own miss.
Throw it to himself.
Courtney Lee gets open, and he missed it.
Rockets have got to do a better job of attacking the basket. I think they're settling for the outside jumper.
Ben Gordon gets around Jermaine Taylor. Good recovery by Taylor to close out on the jumper. Miller passes the three on the drive. Tough shot. Won't go. Those long athletic guys making him change his shot.
They can do that.
Gordon gets it inside to Monroe, and Budinger with his second foul of the game. Greg Monroe.
Thread at the needle. Ben Gordon with a great pass. Monroe. We'll see if this young rookie can make free throws.
All right, you were talking about that Rockets offense a moment ago. This unit right now 0 for 6.
Yeah.
And they're getting some jump shot looks, but they're not the easy shots the starting unit was getting.
Good point.
I think that's why Rick Adelman is calling a timeout. See if he can talk it over. Just underway with the second period, and the Rockets are down by 3.
A little over 9 minutes left in the first half here. Rockets trail the Pistons right now by 3.
As the Pistons off to an 8-0 run to start the second quarter here tonight. So this bunch needs to find a way to score a little easier.
Well, they're getting the shots that they want. And when you don't get those elbow jumpers to go down, you miss 4 or 5 of them. That means you got to take your time, get some post up, get some dribble drives going to the goal. You got to force the action to be a little bit more aggressive.
Monroe's a 40% free throw shooter. He gets 1 out of 2. So a 9-0 start to the quarter in favor of the Pistons, and they pull out to a 4-point lead. Miller giving it up to Bud at the free throw line. Good touch.
Good offense. Pin down, weak side action. Bud for the quick jumper. That's what, he's getting the shot inside the paint. Finally, one goes down.
Yeah, that was an easier shot, too. You want one of those 14, 15 footers.
These guys are pros. They can make hard shots.
And Buttinger's going to come out of there with a steal, trying to go cross court into the corner. Courtney Lee looking for the drive first. And McGrady right up on him. Taylor just flies by Gordon, but he didn't know what to do with the ball.
He lost it. Got to keep that ball in front of you.
And Gordon, UConn, had some good years in Chicago, signs a free agent with Detroit. There's McGrady dropping it off, and Monroe is fouled on the way to the basket. So he's missed a couple layups that McGrady's giving him feeds on.
I tell you, I hadn't seen McGrady move this forcefully in a long time. Watch this. He goes by Courtney Lee. Wow. Left-handed. He's always going to go to the left now. He gives off a Monroe. This is another one of the assists.
Well, he had a season-high 13 points against the Knicks.
His former team.
One of his former teams. Started in Toronto. Orlando, Houston, Knicks, New York, and Detroit. And an 11-2 run to start this quarter.
Make no mistake, when McGrady was healthy, he's one of the better players in the league for quite some time.
Sure.
There was a debate who was better, McGrady or Kobe, about 4 or 5 years ago, if you can remember it. Things have changed a little bit since then.
Yeah, indeed. Well, a foul is called on Brad Miller. 59% shooting by Detroit. The Rockets 38% shooting. Set a pick for McGrady. He'll go up. Always like to go with that jump shot to his left.
Yeah.
And McGrady is 2 for 2. 6 points. 37-31. Jermaine Taylor. Nice move. Got tripped.
Jermaine doing what he should do, creating with the ball. He's one of the few Rockets players where you can give him the ball and say, create a shot for yourself.
Yeah, the only thing about Jermaine, and I think this comes with time, is to slow down just a little bit. Sometimes he's just full speed ahead. It almost like he outruns the basketball. Does it seem that way to you?
Well, I agree, because he's got so much energy. If he's going to play 30 minutes, he would slow down, believe me. But he knows he's going to be out there 5 or 10 minutes at a time. He's trying to make the most of it.
That's a good point.
And he's fired up just to be out there. If you know you're going to be out there, eventually you calm down and you do things within your rhythm.
And he gets 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Rockets came into this game the number 8 free throw shooting team in the NBA. Detroit number 26. Monroe giving it up to McGrady now. Courtney Lee right with him.
McGrady good on this triple threat position.
Good defense by Lee. Chase Buttinger giving it up to Jermaine Taylor. Chase Buttinger. Good save by Courtney Lee. Jermaine Taylor deep. Rims it out. Jordan Hill.
See, that's what Jordan Hill and Brad Miller have been doing together on the second unit. They work extremely well together. Mr. Outside, Mr. Inside.
That's right. Gordon back into the deep corner, and the three-pointer is good by Daye.
Austin Daye's a really good shooting big guy at 6'11".
That's the first three-pointer made by Detroit. Bud tries to answer, and he's too long. Grady with another rebound.
Pistons trying to post up Bud. Austin Daye at the height advantage.
And he takes it to the middle, and Chase Buttinger with the foul, and that's number 3 on Bud in the first 7 minutes. So Chase Budinger will come out along with Taylor, Miller, Jordan Hill. The starters come back in for Houston.
Well, that wasn't the best outing for the second unit.
No, sir.
Give Rick Adams credit. He let those guys stay out there 6 minutes almost. He gave them time to get their stuff together. The Pistons second unit just grossly outplayed them.
Well, the Rockets starters outscored the Pistons 29-24 in the first quarter. But here in the second quarter, it's been all Detroit bench.
Right, so that's probably a 12-point deficit, maybe 13.
That's a big turnaround.
So he was turnaround in a close game.
16-5 run by the bench before the starters can get back in there.
20-8. The Pistons bench has outscored the Rockets bench.
And a technical foul has been called on somebody on the Houston bench. Eric Dalen called a foul on somebody. Pistons bench averaging almost 39 points. That's the 4th best in the NBA, and they're getting it done tonight.
The Pistons have built an 8-point lead over the Rockets. 5:54 left here in the second.
Some unique uniforms in the crowd tonight.
I like it. Who was number 66 with the Rockets?
Huh?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either, but that group right there will keep you up at night.
Oh, yeah.
They're always in the holiday spirit.
Look at the Superman cape.
Red
the Rockets. You got to love that.
Yeah. That technical was on Brad Miller, and Ben Gordon will shoot the tee.
What did he say?
I can't tell you. This is a family show.
There's Brad Miller. He is not happy.
So it's 43-34 now, biggest lead of the game for the Pistons. A 9-point lead, and the Rockets had to turn it up a little bit with just under 6 minutes left to play. And Martin couldn't decide what he wanted to do with it, and the Pistons can't either. So a comedy of errors. John Kusker up ahead to Martin, who gets an easy layup. That's goaltending on Detroit. Well, the Pistons forgot all about Martin. He never ran down to the other end.
We used to call that a cherry pick.
Yes, indeed.
It's great when it works.
Going for the steal. Kyle Lowry didn't quite get it. Rodney Stuckey will be in with Prince. Monroe stays into the game. That's a steal by Martin. Saves it to Lowry. Gets it right back from Lowry. Lowry to Stuckey. How about that teamwork?
The first unit comes back in with their great defense. They're getting back into this game. I like it.
That's always the way the Rockets have played when they had great teams. That defense would create the offense. They feed off of it. Stuckey from the outside, a little flat on the shot. Hayes gives it up to Martin. Look at Scola. He's already underneath. Now Martin goes for the middle, and that's a blocking foul on Kevin Martin. And he was going to the basket, so that'll be 2 free throws for a man who is number 3 in the NBA in free throw shooting, Kevin Martin. And coming up to this trip at the line, Martin now has attempted 167 free throws on the season. He's made 153. That's good for number 3 in the league. Martin ranks 6th in the NBA in free throws per game at just over 8 a game, and you can imagine the other guys on that list. Kevin Durant is ahead of him. And
LeBron gets to the line a lot. LeBron James.
Yeah.
Those guys got knowledge of how to get to the free throw line. Kobe always. But you think he gets the call.
Westbrook is beating everybody to the line now. Westbrook almost has 200 free throw attempts already this season. Ben Gordon outside, down to 5 on the shot clock. Good defense by Houston again. This unit really working well, shutting off the Pistons. Martin with a crossover, sets up Scola. Nice little fake by Luis. Gives it back to Kevin. That's going to be short, and a foul is called on Detroit. And it's going to be 3 free throws, I think, for Kevin Martin. That is 3 free throws as a pushing foul on Chris Wilcox.
Kevin Martin is great at making that contact, and Wilcox is looking like, I didn't do anything.
You know, I think when his NBA career is over, he'd be a good stunt man.
Oh, no doubt. He knows how to fall.
As much as Kevin falls down, I wonder if he wears those little pads.
Those compression pads?
Yeah. Dwayne Wade and a few of the players wear them on their buttocks.
TMI.
Martin shoots.
Could be TMI.
Is that it?
Too much information.
Well, I'm going with the clinical term.
Okay. I can buy that.
3 free throws for Kevin Martin, and Martin now with 14 points, 9-0 run by Houston. I wish we had a stats monitor you could read. That'd be a switch. McGrady giving it up, and they can't make their layups, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Rockets.
His first unit is doing their job. They've come right back in and gotten back into this game in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, they really have. And of course, they left McGrady in the game with the starters, but I think he was better off when he had the other guys in there.
Yeah, they're going small with Tayshaun Prince as the big forward. It's not working for him.
Yeah, Scola's coming out to help out Martin. That's going to be a steal. Kyle Lowry to the basket, puts it up and in. And the Rockets have come all the way back. They were down by 9 points when that timeout occurred. And the Rockets now have gone on an 11-2 run.
Welcome back to Toyota Center. Rockets have come back and taken a 2-point lead in this thing. And we got a guy courtside here that might be able to help out a little if he was pressed into action, I think. Andre Johnson, enjoying the game?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Just here watching a good basketball game.
Well, I know you got a big game coming up, Monday Night Football and all that. You guys are still in the hunt. Did you get a chance to watch the Ravens and Steelers the other night? What do you think?
Yeah, I watched the game. Two very physical football teams, a very good football game, and we're going to have our work cut out for us, and we have to do everything we can to prepare and make sure that we're ready to play on Monday night.
You know, a lot of people marvel at your athletic ability for a guy your size. When you sit down here and watch these guys, what do you think?
I mean, you guys are great athletes, man. A lot of great basketball players, big basketball fan, and that's why I'm here, to see some good basketball.
Big Ben Wallace right here might make a decent tight end, wouldn't he?
Yeah, decent tight end, decent defensive end. It'll be fun, sometime to see some of these guys out on the football field.
Hey, thanks for being with us. Good luck Monday night, man.
Right,
Hey, Bart,
yes,
ask Andre how's his jump shot.
Brian Drexler wants to know how's your jump shot.
Not too good right now.
I think the ankle probably would have an effect on the jump shot right about now. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I want to know if he can still. I bet he can dunk.
I know he can dunk.
Oh, you do?
He's very athletic. He's a high jumper, too.
Troy with a couple of misses, going to go back to Kyle Lowry, who hits a three. And the Rockets making hay at the three-point line, and now Houston is on a 14-0 run. How about this?
I like it.
Ever since he came back with the starters, McGrady, nice bounce pass inside, and the Rockets closed down. They weren't going to give up the layup.
Told you this was going to be two streaky teams. It's going to be a game of runs. Now the Rockets on a nice run of their own. Check out Kyle Lowry, showing that he's got the range from three-point land. If you leave me, you don't guard me, guess what? I got some of this, big boy.
Well, the Rockets, Clyde, have had 7 straight games now of 9 or more three-pointers, and that's helped them right the ship so far this season. In fact, the Rockets now have moved up to number 8 in the NBA in three-point shooting at 38%. So they've come a long way here lately.
That's what it takes to beat the good team. You got to shoot the ball well.
And of course, there's so much more emphasis on the three-point shot again. But when these starters went out, remember they won the first quarter by 5 points, and now they're back to 5. So it made up that 13-point swing.
Martin, Hamilton, classic matchup.
Oh, Scola with a great pass from Martin, and he wasn't able to get it off over Wallace. Trying to draw the foul. That's got to be traveling.
Ben Gordon passed it to himself.
Yes, he did. You cannot catch it. And Gordon threw it up in the air and ended up catching it at the other end.
I think he's been playing long enough to know that.
Well, he did. He knew immediately when he heard the whistle. Rockets trying to build on that run they got going. Backdoor pass. Lowry gives it right back to Scola. And now it's a 16-0 run by Houston.
Good job.
7 assists for Lowry, who's really moving up quickly in the NBA, an assist per game.
I like it. He looks for his teammates. He's a dream to play with. Guys work hard to get open because they know he will find them.
Brady goes to the middle, and the foul called on Scola. Nope, it's not going to be Scola. It's going to be on the Chuck Wagon.
McGrady taking the ball to the basket. You know, here's a guy that, you know, once these guys have these major injuries, you kind of root for them to come back. But very few come back with the same aggressiveness that they had before the injuries.
Yeah.
And at this stage of his career, it's going to take a little longer than McGrady anticipated. But it looked like he could be on the road to recovery.
T-Mac in his 14th NBA campaign and playing for the minimum.
He's just trying to get his timing and his health back. He's still young enough to make a difference.
And a 22nd timeout taken by Rick Adelman with 1:46 left to play in the second quarter. And Detroit started off this second quarter on an 11-0 run, or 11-5 run, and it's 50-45 now since he brought the starters back in. What's Rick calling that 22nd timeout for?
Well, he's trying to make sure that they understand. Let's regroup and realize that we got a minute 46 left to finish the half. Let's finish strong. He's got new substitutions coming in. He just wants to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, the Pistons started out with that 19-5 run, and Rick went to his bench and brought his starters back into the game. And since that time, they've turned it completely around and regained the lead again as Jared Jeffries checks in on this possession.
And they did it with great defense.
Kyle Lowry again from the outside, missed it. Long rebound. Look at all the blue jerseys. They want to run. Rip Hamilton with that runner to the middle. It rattles, won't go. And Prince tips it to himself, and Lowry almost got the steal. Gordon puts up a three, won't go. And Martin with the rebound. 1:16 and counting left to play in the second quarter. Traveling is called on Martin.
Kevin Martin trying to draw the contact right there in front of the official. Call for the offensive foul. Well, he traveled.
50-45. 1:02 left to play. Good job by Scola. Cut him off. Ball is loose. Picked up by Lowry. Lowry's got Martin on the wing. Does he see him? Yep, he wants to set up Jeffries to the basket. Lost it. Hamilton to the basket. Daye with a block. Daye leads the Rockets in block shots, and he's moving up the ladder in the NBA, and Martin draws the foul. He'll shoot two. How about that Daye at the other end? And a technical foul has been called on Detroit. Called on Hamilton. Thought he got fouled there by Daye.
Yeah, the replay.
And another technical is called, and Hamilton's gone. Say adios. Rip Hamilton is out of here. Back-to-back technicals. And Rip Hamilton is through for the night. How about that?
Well, I guess that makes T-Mac. He's going to have to carry the load.
Boy, that hurts the Pistons in a big, big way.
Yeah, Hamilton's averaging about 15, 14 points for him, and they're going to need his. He's averaging 13.4, and he's one of the best clutch scorers down the stretch in the game still.
And they're really going to be struggling to score points now. As you pointed out before the game, they haven't scored over 90 points in this building in
quite some
couple of years. John Kuster looking it on. He says, what am I going to do now? Just a few moments ago, his team went on a 19-5 run to start the quarter. Rick took the cavalry out, put the regular troops back in.
Good decision, by the way.
So Martin made both technicals. He ends up making 4 straight free throws. The last Piston field goal came with 6:21 left here in the second quarter, so they've gone almost 6 minutes without scoring.
You know, a lot of that is great Rockets defense.
Well, of course, yeah.
The lockdown, protecting the paint, they're making them shoot from the outside, contested shots like that one.
Yeah, Jared Jeffries, great job on Prince, and now the Rockets can get the final shot. What a complete turnaround this has been. Lowry throws it away. 2 seconds, down to 1. Bynum puts it up and almost banked it in. Well, the Pistons started the quarter on a 19-5 run. The Rockets ended the quarter with a 20-2 run. As we go to halftime, Rockets 54, the Pistons 45. Stay tuned. The Toyota halftime report is next. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Toyota Center. The Toyota halftime report at the break. The Rockets finishing the half very strong, leading it 54-45. Alongside Matt Bullitt, I'm Kevin Eschenfelder. You know, it's how you close things out, not so much how you start them, because the Rockets a bit shaky to start things out in this first half, but certainly finished the half very, very strong.
Yeah, that's what one of my keys was. You got to close out the game, but you also got to close out the quarters. You got to close out the halftime, and the Rockets have been working on that all season long.
Well, Rockets leading at 54-45 as they shoot 43% in the first half. Remember, the Rockets 7 straight games with at least 9 3-pointers. They're more than halfway there here in the first half. 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. You know, Detroit's a team, one of the best in the league at shooting the 3. They haven't shot very many of them tonight, just 1 of 6. Rockets about even with the Detroit Pistons as far as the free throws are concerned, turnovers as well. I know you're wondering, tonight, Tracy McGrady, of those 23 Detroit bench points, 8 coming from T-Mac. This game was, at one point, with 5:45 to go in the second period, the Rockets trailed 43-34. After that, they went on a 20-2 run. And it was plays like this that really got them going.
Well, they had to get a little rebounding going. They had to get their defense going. It really was the defense that led to the easy shots that got them back in this game, and that's how you have to play. You're not going to be able to shoot a high percentage every single night, so you got to rely on your defense to help you out. Then once they got some shots to start going, things start to get a little bit better, and they played better in the half-court offense as well.
So in the last 6 minutes of that second period, they went from being down 9 to up by 9. A 20-2 run. It's 54-45 at the break. Back with more on the Toyota halftime report in a moment. Kevin Martin with 18 points, 14 for Luis Scola, leading the way for the Rockets as they're on top by 9, 54-45 here at halftime. Time now for our Subway Bullseye. What do you got, Bull?
Well, Kevin Martin, like you said, has 18 points. And Kevin Martin's over here. This play is for him. They're trying to get him off some screens. Of course, the Pistons know that too. Go ahead and let it run. Here's the ball. They get it to Scola. Now stop it right here. So Kevin Martin's got to be down here. That's where he's supposed to start. And Shane is coming over to set double picks with Chuck. It's all messed up right here. So when Luis has the ball, you got to play out of it. Go ahead and let it run a little bit. See, Luis is working over there. Now stop it. Now he's got to come back and make something out of it. Lowry does a nice job of a jab step and then goes back door. And with this offense messing up over here, there is a little space in the inside. So watch this back door go here. Go ahead and let it run. Okay, now stop it. Now there's 3 defenders around Kyle Lowry. He's got to find something. He's going to kick it back to the wide open Scola. Go and let that happen. Scola's going to be money from that, from 10 feet. He's going to make that just about every time. So the Rockets offense, even when it doesn't work, gives you some space to work your way out of it.
Yeah, you talk about read and react. You go where the defense isn't. That's exactly what Luis Scola did there. Kyle Lowry able to find him. Rockets find themselves with a 9-point lead at the break. Bill and Clyde are next.
54-45, big turnaround for the Rockets in the second quarter to give them this halftime lead. Let's check out tonight's United States Marines leaders of the game. And Tracy McGrady leading the Pistons with 8 points and Kevin Martin with 18.
Kevin Martin getting a lot of his from three-point in transition, and he's 7 of 7 from the line. The Rockets defense was the difference. That's the reason they were able to come back and enjoy this 9-point lead at the half.
Well, I think the bench really didn't get off to a very good start, and he had to go back to his starters. I know Rick would like to see the bench play a little better.
Well, we all would, but normally the bench has been their saving grace, but tonight the starters are getting it done.
Yeah, well,
I like that.
Yeah, and the fact that the Pistons lost a player or two in Rip Hamilton, so let's go courtside now, and here's Bart.
Yeah, guys, you're absolutely right. Jack Sigma was, they said they were very disappointed in the effort they got from the bench. They were equally as pleased with the effort they got from the starters, especially on the boards in that second quarter when they made that run to get back in the game. They did a real nice job on the boards. What they're anticipating here in the second half is for the Pistons to try to make this a half-court game. They're walking the ball up quite a bit. The Rockets want to play up-tempo and run, so we'll see which team can impose their will on the other here in the second half.
Well, you're right. As you take a look at the leading scorers, Kevin Martin with 18, Scola with 14, and McGrady with the 8. Hamilton will be out of the rest of this game. And, of course, as we told you earlier, Charlie Villanueva is away on personal business, and he averages 13 points a game, too. So that's 26 points out of the Piston lineup tonight.
Huge.
Wallace can't handle a basketball.
In traffic? Nah.
Lowry, oh man, he threw him a fast ball, didn't he?
Even if Kevin Martin had caught that ball, it would have carried him right out of bounds.
Martin isn't heavy enough to have caught that. I think Martin said, hey, I think I want to play the rest of the season. I'm going to let this one go right by me.
Absolutely. Would have gone right through him.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Lowry missed his call, and he would have been a great pitcher.
He had a little heat on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Ben Gordon.
Ben was 1 for 5 in the first half. You know a shooter like him is going to take that personal and come out firing in the second half.
Well, he did, and he hits a 3 to start it off for the Pistons. Let's see what the Rockets can do as Martin is matched up with Gordon. Scola working on Wallace again. Right now it's 1-on-1, and Scola with the right-handed hook.
Scola had a lot of success one-on-one against Wallace in the first half. Rick Adelman goes right back to it here in the second half.
You know, that hook shot really opens up his offensive game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. When he makes that, he's going to be impossible to guard because he's got too many moves on the low post. One scoop or two, or he can give you the jump hook, or he can just drive right by you.
Good defense by Daye as he went over to the left side of Prince. And they get the offensive rebound. They give it back inside to Gordon. Gordon gives it up to Prince. And Daye made him change his shot. Ball tipped around, tipped outside by the Pistons. Rockets ball. Pistons missed the last 8 field goal attempts of the second quarter and had 4 turnovers to boot. So that's why the Rockets had that 9-point lead. Now it's an 8-point lead. Rockets will try to build on that. Martin gives it up to Hayes. Hayes back to Scola. Scola got it inside, drew the foul from Maxiu.
Yeah, Scola, great ball action. The pump fake gets him up in the air, draws the contact. Now he's playing for an and-one. You know, Scola in his triple threat position, he's lethal. Because he shows you that ball, and most big guys, when you show them the ball, they have the tendency to want to jump. And so once he gets them in the air, they are at his mercy.
Yeah. A lot of people in the offseason, when they inquired about trades with Houston, the name always brought up was Luis Scola.
Well, everyone wants Scola.
Yeah, everybody wanted him.
I even heard, you know, maybe a rumor, but I heard the Heat were thinking about trading, trying to get Scola for Bosh.
I wouldn't make that deal.
No, because Scola's more of a blue-collar worker. They thought he would fit into their chemistry. Luis is a Rocket. We want to keep him that way.
He is a rocket. I like that Argentinian tango.
You and I both. Can you do it?
No, I can't do much of anything. 4 seconds. Down to 3, down to 2. Look at Prince. He almost went up and palmed that ball on the block.
Those long arms, he gets up very high.
Spins inside, draws the foul from Martin. Boy, Prince went up over the rim. Let's check out where he blocked this.
Wow, look at the top of the square. Oh, my goodness.
He's 6'9", huh?
He beat up his teammates. Hit Big Gordon right in the face.
That's a great block.
Ben Wallace, he's having trouble catching that ball tonight.
Well, he never expects to get it thrown to him. Look at Scola run that court. And all Gordon could do was bulldog him. That looked like rodeo time.
As Wallace, get a stick and kill it. He could not find it. Daye pushes it ahead, and Lowry, if you're open and you run the court, as Scola does, he gets the reward.
You know, especially in this group that plays together, if the ball's on the floor and Lowry and Hayes are around it, they're going to usually come away with it.
How about Scola and Daye? They're scrappers as well. So that whole first unit has got a lot of good defensive players out there.
Yeah. The knock has been they couldn't score enough points, but I think now that Lowry's starting to shoot a little better.
Yeah, his game is actually, he's getting better with each and every game because his condition is better. He has some injuries. He's getting over that. He's getting into his mid-season form.
And Prince takes it to the middle.
Prince with a nice ball fake move. Easy layup for him.
Martin takes it to the middle. Lost it. Scola's got it. Lays it up and in. Little finger roll by Louis.
See, when you got to respect his jumper, he pump fake and goes straight to the basket.
21 points for Louis Scola. And Stuckey goes to the basket. And who took a hit? Did Greg? I'll tell you, Greg
took one for the team.
Our cameraman gets hazard pay. Greg's been doing this for about 82 years now.
Watch Kyle Lowry. Stuckey going full speed right into the cameraman. Greg, say hello to my little friend. There he is.
Man, you think that's not tough?
He says, is that a charge or what?
Yeah, but he doesn't get to go to the free throw line.
He gets no reward.
Because he's inside the circle. Rodney Stuckey will have one more. Back to that 9-point advantage by Houston. And Lowry will bring it up on Stuckey to Daye. Rockets start the offense. We got a holding foul. I think it's on Ben Wallace.
Little frustration there on the part of Ben Wallace and the Pistons. You know, the Rockets are going to the line with frequency. Kevin Martin, that is 12 for 12. Perfect. Tell you what, the Rockets offense, they are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be a step quicker than the Pistons' first team.
There's a rebound. Good rebound by Stuckey. He takes it around the left side for 2. Quickly right back to Lowry now before Stuckey. They don't want him to get back into the defense. Lowry gets the baseline and is tipped out of bounds by Ben Gordon.
Both teams still, trying to execute their game plans. I think the Rockets so far are doing a little bit better job on the offensive end, 5-on-5.
Well, the Rockets hadn't had too many opportunities at home as Scola puts it up and in. He hasn't missed much, has he? 10 of 16 from the field. Scola with 23 points and 6 rebounds.
Inside or outside, Luis is on.
Rockets have played 4 more road games than they have home games. Prince got the left side. You can't let him get that left side.
No, that's too deep. That's too deep on Daye.
Lowry gets a step. And it's knocked out of bounds by the Pistons. But the Rockets are 4-4 at home and 3-9 on the road. So now with a couple of home games, they want to try to
make some ground.
Yeah.
In the Southwest Division, which they can do.
Lowry gets inside and called for travel. Boy, he dribbled into no man's land there.
Yeah, he dribbled, penetrated too deep, too many Pistons, too much traffic. You got to back it out or make a good pass if you get that deep.
He's moved all the way up to number 16 in the NBA in assists at almost 7 a game.
And he can do that. And he's one of those guys who can average 9 or 10.
Yeah, he tied his career high in Memphis with 12. So he has been getting the ball to the right shooter. 5 seconds left. And the basket is good.
And Stuckey is 6'5". They're trying to isolate Stuckey on Lowry, which is to their advantage.
Scola has scored 9 of the 10 Rockets points in this quarter. And a foul on Stuckey. And a technical foul is called on John Kuester.
Kuester is all upset.
And you see Darrell Walker, the old Arkansas Razorback out there, one of his assistants along with Brian Hill. And
Darrell, old Arkansas Razorback, him and Alvin Robertson played for Eddie Sutton in the old Southwest Conference.
Yep.
You had to love him. Pig Suey. Boy, they had some good teams too. Joe Klein. There he is. I call him Blue Gossett. They kind of look like Blue Gossett.
Yeah. I don't know whether you're complimenting him or not.
Well, one of the nicest guys ever.
Yeah, he is. Darrell Walker. Heck of a player. He would get on you.
Oh, he was a great defender. 6'4", wiry, quick. Was good, with decent scorer, but he could really defend.
Well, somebody dropped. If you're going to sit on that front row, you got to watch what's going on.
But no matter what happens, if you see one of those big guys running at you, I don't care if it's Yao Ming, you should never spill your drink. That's like a fumble.
Not at those prices.
Right. Andre would be embarrassed if you fumbled. Andre Johnson.
Yeah. Well, they got to clean that up because that's dangerous. Those players slip.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Pull a muscle or tear an ACL.
Or more.
Right now for the Rockets, 19 points for Kevin Martin and 23 points for Scola. They've been the main offense for Houston.
As they have been pretty much all season long with the injuries to Yao Ming and Aaron Brooks.
Let's see if the Rockets can score here now. 14 on the shot clock. 6-point game.
There's a draft in the building. Sometimes you can see him they're off before he even shoots it.
Sean Prince
trying to go one-on-one against Daye.
A lot more isolation now for Detroit,
which they'll go to at the end of quarters.
Prince back to Stuckey, will fire up a three-pointer and hit it. And just like that, the Pistons right back in this game, trailing by only 3. 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter. A little 11-3 run now by Detroit. These little mystery spells by the Rockets. Scola passed up the shot, spins one way, back the other, spins again. That's the Argentinian tango. But finally, he's called for 3 seconds. And we have a timeout charge to Houston. 5:45 left to play in the third quarter from Toyota Center. Rockets up by 3. In this quarter, the Pistons 6 for 9, Rockets 3 for 6, and a couple of those field goals were three-pointers by Detroit. So the Pistons have shot themselves right back into the game.
And you know that's going to happen. It's going to be a game of runs. But one thing the Rockets have got to do is play consistent defense on the interior of their defensive scheme. They protect the paint, make the Pistons beat them from the outside.
Prince takes it to the basket. Good defense by Houston, initially by Daye. He got a little help. Now the Rockets have to execute, get a good shot. Going to Daye, going to make Prince play a little D. Now to Scola. 8 on the shot clock, down to 7. Wallace all over his arm. Scola back to Lowry. Lowry gets a good look for a three. Inside out. That's Rockets basketball.
And that Lowry, I tell you what, he's embracing the role of having to make,
isn't he?
Those three-point shots.
He's 3 for 4 now. He started so poorly this season, but he has come on strong now in the last couple of weeks.
That's called rising to the occasion.
11 points for Lowry. Gordon took a couple extra steps. Scola with the rebound.
Lowry's been practicing because he knows he's going to get that shot all season long. I heard he's been putting in long hours working on his three-point shot.
Down low to Hayes. Hayes has it knocked away, and a turnover by Houston. Stuckey steps back. Great defense by Lowry. Stuckey tries to shoot over. Can't do it. They go for the jam. Stuckey back to Prince. Fresh 24 for the Pistons.
Rockets got to do a better job of getting that defensive rebound.
Good defensive job. Lowry just takes it away from Stuckey and then draws the foul. How about that for picking a guy's pocket?
And I think, you know, when you put that ball on the floor in front of Kyle Lowry, forget about it. It's his. Stuckey makes his move but loses the ball. Kyle Lowry says, give me that.
Is that what the Pac-Man does? Does he just gobble you up?
Gobbles it up.
Just gobbles it up.
And Stuckey's pretty strong, but Lowry says, that's my territory, young man.
All right, that's 14 fouls by the Pistons. Next one, Rockets go to the line in the bonus. Great pass to Hayes. Hayes has it blocked.
All that contact, no foul.
Detroit, for years and years, always had those great defenses. Always was a trademark of those teams, even though they had Isaiah and Lambeer.
Yeah, good point. They've always been solid defensively.
Hayes has it, gives it up to Martin.
They had Sally, Rodman, Mahorn.
Yep.
Dumars.
Won back-to-back championships in the end of the 80s.
89 and 90.
Martin gets the baseline, and he's fouled on the play. Kind of bailed him out as Ben Gordon got the foul with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and Tracy McGrady will check back into the Piston lineup. Maxiell will go out, and Kevin Martin will get to the line 2 more times. Martin is now 12 of 13 from the free throw line. Free throws number 14 and 15 for Kmart.
And guess who comes in for the Pistons? It's Tracy McGrady.
Tracy Martin with 20, 11 for Lowry, 23 for Scola. The only free throw that Martin missed was the technical.
I think you jinxed it.
No, nobody was standing at the line. I'm telling you, that bothers those guys. No one was at the lane.
It doesn't bother you. You just have to focus.
You don't remember.
I do remember. It hasn't been that long.
It's going to be a defensive violation on Houston. And we have a timeout taken by the Pistons. 2:52 left to play in the third quarter. Kyle Lowry with his third three-pointer of the game.
Just under 3 minutes to go in the third period here in Philadelphia. Rockets have got an 8-point lead.
A little defense by Houston. And so I'm telling you, if you don't line up in the lane, those guys miss those technicals.
It's called lack of focus.
Now, Gordon never misses, and Martin never misses. And they both miss their technicals.
You build
That's
an
my
interesting point.
You ain't going for it, but that's all right. Pistons 3 for 8 in three-pointers. The Rockets are 6 of 10 from behind the arc. Grady, that shot's flat. Martin takes it to the middle, shoots up the jumper. His is a little flat too, and Gordon has the rebound. Ooh, Martin goes for the steal, gambles. Back to Gordon again. He misses. Prince tips it outside. Prince with those long arms, he plays about 7'1".
Yeah.
It's listed at 6'9", but
See, the Pistons have no post threat, so they're doing everything from the perimeter.
Well,
And when you got Ben Gordon,
Yep.
who's subbing for Richard Hamilton in the starting lineup, that's a pretty good substitution, isn't it?
Yeah, and Villanueva's out also.
Zarepko's out.
Scola with a beautiful hook shot. He's got 25 points.
Man, that was a good-looking jumper. High and just all net.
Double team on Gordon.
Go post. McGrady on Daye.
Puts it up with the left hand. Good defense, but McGrady gets it back. Press 24 for the Pistons. And he puts it down low, and Scola is called for the foul. Scola went down trying to take it away from T-Mac. Monroe and Lee check in to the ball game. That's the 4th team foul on the Rockets, so both teams are in the penalty now for the final 124 of the quarter. Good job of staying with Stuckey. Brady turns the corner, back to Stuckey again, who gets open for a 3, missed it. Scola with a rebound, and for Luis, that's number 8. So it's headed for another double-double.
Good defense by the Rockets. They stayed solid, forced the Pistons to take an outside shot, and they're not really clicking on all cylinders from the outside right now.
98 down the baseline, little hook pass to Hayes, has trouble getting it. Scola doesn't, knocked out of bounds by Wallace. 3 seconds on the shot clock for Houston. Well, that was a difficult pass Hayes made himself take.
Yeah, well, I think he lost it. Did he? He lost it. He was going to shoot it, but they knocked it out of his hand. 3 seconds, got to get it up.
Lowry from the parking lot. Oh! Man.
Kyle's dangerous when that shot clock is going on.
He ought to get 3.5 for that one. He took it so far back. Daye almost gets a steal on McGrady. Brady handling the ball, gets a double team, passes to Gordon now. And a steal by Lowry, and he's leveled by a T-Mac. Oh, he didn't mean it.
The crowd is not happy with that.
T-Mac just decided he wanted to chase Lowry down the other end. See, he knew what was going to happen.
That's a clean play.
Yeah, he just ducked his head.
They're both going for the ball. It's a free ball. There's nothing dirty about that. It just looked bad.
So Lowry will go to the free throw line now. He gets 2 free throws out of this. He has 4 of 5 from behind the three-point line. And those 4 threes by Kyle ties his career high.
Oh, huge. You can see the practice that he's been putting into his three-point shot is really paying off. I used to say, Bill, all the time, the more I practice, the luckier I get.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no substitute for hard work and practicing.
So he gets 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. 11-3 run here at the end of the quarter by Houston. And the Rockets lead it by 11 points. That is the biggest lead of the game for Houston.
They're going to play for the last second. There's a differential of about 4 seconds.
Yep. Wallace didn't want to shoot it. He'll give it back to Stuckey. Stuckey got a good look, rattled it home. Rockets have 5 seconds. Miller brings it in. And it will not run until it gets to midcourt. Now Lowry's got it, so he's got a full 5 to work with. Oh, he set up Brad Miller. Oh, my goodness, Brad.
Miller threes,
Brad says, wait a minute, I just had a flat tire here. I just came into the game, fellas. I haven't had a chance to warm up. Good quarter. Rockets on 11-5 run to end the quarter. And they lead it here as we go to the final 12 minutes of play. Here is tonight's Verizon Wireless reliable replays as we take a look at the 21-21 in the third. How about this defense?
Kevin Martin starts it, gives it out, back, and to Scola. That's teamwork. And Kevin Martin styling on the pass back to Luis. You know, when you play good defense, everyone catches on. Everyone wants to be a part of it. And when you reward yourself, there's not a better feeling.
So Scola stays on the court. Chase Budinger and Courtney Lee will check into the game along with Brad Miller and Kyle Lowry.
Now this is the pivotal quarter. Defense has always got to be the staple that's going to sustain you in the fourth quarter.
Miller picked up by Austin Daye. And Scola thought about it for a minute. Still 7 on the shot clock. Lowry back to Scola. Scola's got to shoot it. 1 second left. Short. Look at Lowry battle, but a much bigger Stuckey takes it away. Pick up by Bud. Now Stuckey's telling everybody, get out of here. I want to take him one-on-one.
Yeah, that's obvious.
And a foul. Count the basket. And Budinger has picked up his 4th foul of the game.
Yeah, anytime they get isolation on Budinger, the Pistons want that every time. Their eyes light up. And Bud does a pretty decent job there, but Stuckey does a better job of creating the contact.
So he starts it off with a 3-point play. And just like that, it's 75-69 Houston.
I think Rick Adelman has elected to go with Kyle Lowry here early in the fourth. Not putting that second unit out there that did so badly in the second period.
Or Bud. Way off.
The last 2 shots for Bud and Miller, they'd like to have those back.
6-point lead by Houston. Monroe. There's Daye from the outside hit.
That's what Daye does. He spaces the court. With his range, he's a good defender. Austin Daye, 6'11".
That looks a little like Channing Frye when he shoots that.
He's just a taller Channing Frye.
Scola gets it inside. He missed it. And knocked out of bounds by the Pistons, so the Rockets get a break. Now Scola, I thought maybe he was fouled on the wrist too. That ball came up way short.
Yeah, it looked like the guy hit him right on the wrist.
Courtney Lee misses. Brad Miller tips it. Scola gets it back. Sets up Bud. And the Rockets have a fresh 24 ticks. Lowry gets the baseline. Sets up Budinger in the corner. Chase is fouled. He'll shoot 3.
Van Gordon, he's taught not to foul the jump shooter. Lowry does a great job of shredding the defense, finds Bud wide open. Look at Gordon.
That's the second time that's happened tonight.
Yeah.
Pistons, they did it earlier in the game.
Chase has been watching Kevin Martin. He knows how to draw that foul. He's been taking those same lessons. And that's Kevin Martin, the master at drawing the foul and getting to the line.
This mysterious thing that Budinger's going through right now, and I really think it's dragged down a lot of his game.
It's all confidence.
His shooting woes.
It's all confidence. You have to believe that every shot is going in. And when Chase struggles sometimes, he gets down on himself. He puts his head down.
Yeah.
What he's got to do is have short memory and act like you just made your last 10. Shoot it with confidence.
Well, he made the last one, so he gets 1 out of 3. Stuckey, Daye, and knocked out of bounds by Courtney Lee. Rockets leading by 4 points. 10 minutes left to play.
Pick and roll, trying to get Stuckey going to the basket.
He misses. And the rebound goes again to the Pistons.
Now they got McGrady on Budinger.
Almost a steal by Lowry. Going to the floor is Miller. Throws it away. And it's going to be a dunk shot for Monroe. Good hustle. Yeah.
Good hustle. Just didn't come away with it. You got to continue to hustle. Keep your head up and keep playing hard with the Rockets.
10-1 run by the Pistons. Lowry lays it up and in. Good drive by Kyle Lowry.
He's just a competitor, isn't he?
Yeah, 17 points.
Just keeps coming at you.
Yeah, he's relentless. There's no doubt about it. You know you're going to be in for a full night's work, and it's just hard to hide Bud. You can't defensively. You know, every time they put him on somebody else, they find him, and now Jeffries will come in and give Scola a breather.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bill. Whoever Bud is guarding, they say, hey, give me a clear out right away.
Yeah, and now I think that's what Daye is coming back in for. Jeffries is now matching up with McGrady. Daye with a drive. Lost the basketball. Going up. Good defense. Back the other way to Bud. Hangs in the air. Missed it. Lee tried to get it back. Stuckey. Gordon. Knocked out of bounds by Courtney Lee.
Wow. What a great defensive play by Courtney Lee.
Timeout on the court. 8:37 left in the game. Low scoring affair. Whose will be served here tonight? (78-74). The Rockets holding on to a 4-point lead with 8:37 left to play in this game, and Rockets fans having a good time. Good crowd tonight.
Good crowd every night. This is the city of Houston, where dreams are made. You know what? They love the Rockets, and I can see why. This team fights. They never give up. They're fun to watch. And even though we've had some injuries, they still believe.
I believe a little better now if we'd run off about 7 or 8 points in a row.
You and I both.
Lowry, Miller, Jeffries, Lee, and Daye in the game. Stuckey brings it into McGrady. Full shot clock for the Pistons. Bring it around the horn now. Good defense so far for Houston. Down to 3 seconds. Down to 2. McGrady has to put it up, and he hits. Three-pointer for Tracy McGrady, and it's a 1-point game. 13-3 run by Detroit.
We've seen that shot for many years.
McGrady with 11.
Wow.
Seconds down to 2. Somebody got to shoot it. There it is. Brad Miller, and he's short. And look at Lowry go after that basketball, and he's fouled on the play. Foul is called on Monroe.
There's Lowry with a little bit more want to get to that ball. Look at it. He takes off diving. First one there.
That wasn't a very long rest, as Scola gets right back into the game. Well, out a couple of minutes.
I'm concerned because Kyle Lowry hasn't come out here in the second half. He's been in the game. You know, the longer it goes, the more intense it will be. You want him a little bit fresh in the last 6 minutes.
Scola working inside. 7 on the shot clock, down to 6. Lowry with a reversal. He's fouled on the play. He'll shoot 2. Boy, he just squirmed his way inside and found a little pocket to put the shot up in.
Well, he knows Monroe's a rookie. He doesn't know how to move his feet yet, so Kyle attacks the weakest link. Smart move by the veteran.
Well, he used that rim, went to the other side.
Well, once you put an inside-out move on Monroe, those big guys, you check their lateral movement, they're not going to recover too quickly.
Rockets are 22 of 28 from the free throw line, and that's exactly what they average every game, 22 of 28.
Nice job by Kyle Lowry. Being aggressive, not settling for the outside shot at this stage of the game.
That's right. You want to get, you know, all these possessions become golden, don't they?
Absolutely. And you also get the team in the penalty, so you have more free throw opportunities.
3 team fouls on Detroit. Austin Daye puts up the shot and misses. Scola with the rebound. And that's his 10th rebound of the game, so he's got 25 points and 10 boards. Another double-double for Scola. Daye, count it! And he's fouled. McGrady.
Good job by Daye. He says, you know what? I don't think McGrady can guard me. So he puts it on the floor.
Now McGrady thought maybe Daye used his left arm to push off. And Tracy not happy with it as Daye can't get the three-point play.
T-Mac couldn't believe that he got the foul.
82-77, 5-point Houston lead. Jeffries out on McGrady. McGrady takes it inside and a charge on Tracy McGrady. Back-to-back fouls by Tracy McGrady. Look at Scola take it for the team.
He gets by Jeffries, but Scola says, you know what? I'm here for you, baby.
That's suspect call there.
Well, no, that's a good charge. Scola was there. Scola was there.
We got another tee.
If Houston gets another, he's out of the game. He's already had one.
Technical foul on one of those guys. I don't know. I thought Houston had one earlier. Maybe it was one of the assistant coaches.
Maybe it was Pistoiak. I'm not sure. Or is that Pat Sullivan?
Yeah, Sullivan. And for only the... So McGrady will come out of the game, and now they'll be going to Will Bynum. Bynum is a little pepper pot, much like Lowry is. Look at these two guys.
He's strong.
He's 6 foot, 185 out of Georgia Tech, and traveling is called on Lowry.
And Lowry's a little fatigued, and when you're tired, it starts to show in little ways like that.
Well, he's still got 6:46 left to play in the game. And he's been playing so well.
Rick can't afford to take him out.
He's got 8 assists, 20 points. 6-point Houston lead. Bynum on the attack out front to Gordon. Double team. Lowry's got it, and it's knocked away by Bynum. Thought for a minute Lowry had to steal. Bynum puts up the shot, missed it. Rebound to Courtney Lee.
Good defense by the Rockets.
Yes, indeed.
Near steal and then forcing a bad shot. That's what it takes to win these games down the stretch.
Scola, 18-footer, bingo! Louis Scola, what a night! 27 points and 10 rebounds.
Louis says it's nice. When you're feeling it like he's feeling it, he knows he can make that shot. He's been making it all night long.
Yep. 8-point Houston lead. Daye. Prince takes it up with the left hand. It just trickles in.
They keep going at Daye against Prince, and they're having a lot of success with it.
Well, Prince has only 10 points. I'll take that.
I agree.
He's been averaging over that this year. Lowry. Yep. Lowry has the ball stripped. Daye comes out of there with it, then tries to throw it through a couple of players, and fortunately, Gordon tips it out of bounds. So we have another timeout on the court. 5:27 left to play. When the Rockets come back, they'll have 9 on the shot clock. Scola leading the way. Rockets power dancers entertaining this crowd tonight. So are the Rockets as they lead here 85-79. And the Rockets trying to hold on, and Kyle Lowry doing yeoman duty tonight. Lowry's played 37 minutes. He's come out very little. He has 20 points and 8 assists. Aaron Brooks is about another game away from joining the Rockets. And that's really the plan, I think, for Rick Adelman is in these close games he can go with both his point guards.
Oh, absolutely. What a luxury to have Brooks and Lowry on the floor at the same time. Kyle is big enough to guard most 2 guards.
Back to Scola. He's got to take the shot. Oh, look at Louis Scola. He's on fire. He leads a 9-2 Houston run.
He says, I'm feeling it, fellas. Give it to me.
29 points for Scola. His season high. He had 36 at Golden State. Second game of the season.
Going back to post Prince.
And Prince lost the basketball off his foot. At Jared Jeffries, you know, he hasn't been used very much, but he's coming in big minutes tonight, and he's coming up big.
Right, at 6'10", he's a very solid defender, and he's a veteran.
Look at Lowry all the way to the basket. Pistons starting to crumble now under the pressure of Houston.
Yeah,
10-point Houston lead.
Execution coupled with the fact that they're making shots from the outside.
Prince picked up by Jeffries now. Good defense. Jeffries shouted him all over the court. Shot clock down to 3. Stuckey puts it up, in and out, won't go. Look at that Houston defense, and Daye helped secure the rebound. And how about a guy with the flu who they didn't know whether he played tonight. He's played 33 minutes. Shane Daye. Scola says, let me have it. Let me have it. I'm on fire. Louis Scola. Rockets' largest lead of the game. Boy, what a great game to have to pick this offensive explosion. And there's Daye knocking it out of bounds.
Well, Scola came up big in Chicago, and he's been coming up big in all of the nice victories that the Rockets have had. He's had a good year so far.
Yeah, I like that Rocket Rowdy on the right. Give me 2 scoops, Luis. He's giving you 31 of them tonight. 91-79. Houston, 3:49 left to play, and Luis Scola tonight with 31 points.
How does he do it? Wow. Jumping hook, sky hook, jump hook. Lowry knocking down the threes tonight. You got to love that. 4-5. Daye with the and one. Scola with the elbow jumper. Give me that. He's on fire. Luis 31-10 tonight. Lowry with a nice drive. The Pistons have had no answer for this onslaught of incredible Rocket offensive execution.
And there you see on your screen, this is the 5th time in Scola's career he's had 30-plus points. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Stuckey as he gave a little elbow to Kyle Lowry.
A little frustration on the part of the Pistons.
Hey, Lowry will get right up in your grill, and he's a pest. He's a big pest. He's strong.
You mean like a rodent?
I don't know, but it's hard to exterminate it. There's Lowry right now as he pulls it out. He's got 5 on the shot clock. He says, why not? He missed it. And Scola gets the rebound and hooks it up and in. He's done it all tonight, Louis Scola. 33 points, 11 rebounds. A 15-2 run by Houston. How about this at the critical juncture of the game?
And that's what leaders do. They lead by example.
Daye puts it up and in.
It's good defense. They had to give up something. They're not going to let the Pistons get anything in the paint. This defense has been solid for the Rockets here in the last 6 minutes.
2:51 left to play. Now Scola comes out. Lowry drives to the basket, sets up Daye. It's just a shooting gallery now.
Yeah, the Pistons, they turn their head one way. The Rockets take advantage of it.
Lowry's leading the show. Ben Gordon puts it up and misses, and Scola with a rebound. I'll tell you, how about that Kyle Lowry tonight? He's played 40 minutes, 22 points, 11 assists, and he's 4 of 6 from behind the three-point line.
And he's got 6 steals.
Steals, too.
Impressive. What a night.
My goodness. Hooks it up, and a charging foul on Kyle Lowry. That ties a career high to 6 steals. He's been getting a lot of career highs here in the last few games.
Well,
of course, he hasn't played this many minutes.
The better he gets.
That's right. I think AB will be able to break back into the lineup.
Oh, are you kidding? That's Aaron Brooks you're talking about.
I know, I'm just teasing. Steal by Daye. Now here's a guy who had the flu. He wasn't even supposed to play tonight.
But he's a gamer. He shows up.
Courtney Lee misses on a 3. Why wouldn't you take a little clock there?
Well, that's a good question. Courtney Lee says, I get a free shot? Oh.
Well, he took a shot with 18 seconds on the shot clock, and I don't think Rick Adelman liked that very much.
No, the clock is your friend. Run the clock. The game is over primarily. Just run the clock.
Well, it was, I know, a relief for this home crowd to see the Rockets take charge of a game down the stretch. There's Scola again, and another assist by Lowry. Boy, Lowry and Scola really been working off each other. Prince puts up the shot, misses, and Lowry even gets the rebound.
He's done it all.
Yeah.
He and Scola, let me tell you something. Kevin Martin didn't get back out here in the last 6 minutes. I don't know, maybe he's injured or something, but the group that's been on the floor has gotten it done defensively, and their execution on offense has been textbook.
Yeah. Scola just held on to it for 24 seconds. It's okay.
Well, that's what you want to do. Just run the clock.
Yep. Under a minute, 50 seconds left to play. Did I better mention, too, that the 12 assists ties the career high that Kyle Lowry had in Memphis.
Absolutely. He's playing really well. I tell you what, the Pistons, we said this earlier before the start of the game, they have not scored more than 89 points in their last 5 or 6 trips to the Toyota Center.
Yeah.
And the Rockets with another stellar defensive performance. That's how you win at home.
This will be the 5th straight home win over Detroit for the Houston Rockets, so they've dominated this series here. Lowry ought to get another assist. Give it to him.
That was a heat check by Scola.
And Prince knows it's over, so he'll just dribble it out himself. There's Jared Jeffries on Prince. What a job Jared Jeffries did in that 4th quarter. Absolutely. But the Rockets on a 19-6 run to end the game. And that's a 4-game home winning streak by Houston. And the Rockets starting to turn it around now. And Aaron Brooks says, hey, man, I got to hurry and get back in the lineup, or you're going to beat me out. Fewest points allowed this season by Houston was 94 against Minnesota, so the Rockets hold the Pistons to only 83 points. Kyle Lowry getting the job done tonight, 22 points, 12 assists. But Scola tonight with 35 big ones, standing by with Bart.
Nice.
Thanks very much, Billy. Another double-double for Scola. It's getting to be old hat. But you had 10 right out of the chute there in that 1st quarter. Everything was falling for you early. How much did that affect your game?
Yeah, I was feeling really good. I was hitting the shots, and I missed a lot of easy shots in the 1st quarter, and I was killing it because, you know, when you shot the shot from outside, you feel good, but when you miss easy shots, you feel bad. But finally, I could pick it up in the 2nd half, and it was a good game, and we won. So
now you have a 4-game winning streak here at home, and in all 4 of those wins, 4th quarter execution has been great.
We're playing way better. We're playing way better every day. I think we're putting ourselves in a great situation when our 2 guys come back. Then we really can make a good push against good teams. We got a good schedule now in December, so we just got to go for it. I don't think the record we have is fair. We got to go out there and change it.
Thanks for your time, buddy. Great game tonight.
No problem.
So on a night where the bench really struggled, Bill, they had to have a big effort from Scola and Kyle Lowry, and they got it. Back to you.
They really did, Bart. He's the Iron Man tonight. He played 40 minutes, 16 of 25 from the field, 35 points, and 12 rebounds for Scola. Rockets get the victory. We'll be back and wrap it up in just a moment. Houston Rockets win for the 8th time this season now, going to 8-13 as the Rockets defeat the Detroit Pistons 97-83. For Clyde Drexler and Bart Ennis, I'm Bill Worrell. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for Rockets Live next. Here's your final take.